Right.
So, I mean, today is just myself and Amit. So we have a very narrow agenda. Also, we only have 15 minutes left.
Right.
But I think, I mean, the web page, BIBLIO web page, is up and running well.
Yes.
There is a good a good flow of new posts being made.
Right.
I haven't checked how far behind we are, or how many posts we need to produce to get to the end by the end of the year, but I think we are on track with that. I can check for next time.
You mean with respect to the dashboard, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But I think, I think that's progressing pretty well.
Right. I have noticed that main bulk of work is coming from posting is coming from Prerna and Pallavi, almost
Yeah, sure.
right. So maybe it will be good to for me, and I will take this up to remind Thailand, or ask him if he's facing any problem, then resolve that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a possibility.
Right. Andrea, maybe you would like to talk about, let's say, a trailer. We've been creating videos, so maybe something for Biblio as well. But before that, I would like to take one single point from my side from last time, which is the unassigned entries. We
Yeah.
had a private communication about it, but it'll be good to know your thoughts. I just noticed that anything that comes from general public or insiders, but who are not necessarily insiders from Biblio, for example, Vasavi, Naresh, myself, Iti. These are people who have actually, put in decent references, but they weren't assigned. So, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I think the easiest thing I followed, I thought I had given a reply on the thread, but basically my opinion is that the chief editor should periodically pick them up and assign them to one of the editors.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So we basically asking chief editor to definitely look at these gaps as well as
Yeah, so there is, I mean, this is so you get the two results at once. So one is the check and conformity control by chief editor to see if whatever has been suggested from, whatever source is compliant with our entries. And then if it is, then assign it to one of the editors.
Oh, okay, perfect. I would also like to say that in the same breath, we also have a column with notes, and sometimes there are special notes about some entries, and I think the chief editor should also attend to those because sometimes editor might find a problem or something, or would like to leave a note, and sometimes the person who is posting itself, like submitting the link itself, he or she may have some special comment about it. So notes are sometimes decent communication. A necessary communication about the particular entry. So we should also keep those in mind.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, when I use notes, is just to give, like, if I use a new label, for example,
Right.
that I think could be, for example, in a couple of instances, I found gaming. Some gaming, some video games that have to do with planthro, and this is a category we don't have in our labels.
Wow. Okay.
So in the note, I would use gaming as a new label, and then write in the notes, it may be worthwhile adding this new. Yeah.
Okay.
So in that case, what I expect is the editor that is taking up that task to either implement the label themselves if they consider it to be relevant, or ask tech developers, like you or other people, to add or myself to add the label if necessary. But maybe I could just do it myself.
Right. No, it's very exciting and interesting to know that there are games about Anthropocene, which is I'm really excited. And what I will do is, as a technical, let's say, coordinator, I will go through the dashboard and introduce new labels and inform everybody once I'm done.
Yeah. And then in other cases is, for example, some instances, I put a link to a web page, but then I know that within that web page, there is some digging to do. In a sense, for example, if you go to the Stockholm Resilience Center reports webpage, it's not just about posting the web page, but you need to as the editor needs to go through and publish each report as a separate entry.
Right. Yeah.
So
So
in
if
that case, I would write a note so that the editor is aware that that link leads to a number of entries, not just
right,
one.
right. So something like if the link is itself a bibliography in its in
Exactly,
okay.
exactly. So that's the case for example, the IPCC or some UN web pages or World Bank web pages where they have a dedicated web link where they publish all their reports
Right.
on the topic,
Right.
and I give the link to the web page, and then the editor is is in charge of posting the different reports that are published on that web page.
Right. Well, Andre, you mentioned Stockholm Resilience Center in your example, right? Which
Yeah.
reminds me that Hans Rosling passed away. I
All right.
recently realized, and I would like to dedicate this meeting to him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He worked. He was like a guy who's been iconoclastic. I mean, very much, very a huge, a great expert. But had was always speaking very clearly, never hiding behind nice language. I mean, a perfect gentleman who was also coming out and speaking to everybody. I think the spirit of planthro, that you could be a very high-end scientist, but talking and addressing general public and makers at the very honestly and very bluntly at the same time. And we all need to be inspired by Hans Rosling's work.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just checking it now. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
So yeah, it's long way back though. It's more than a year ago. Right?
Yes, except that I recently realized because his last book came only recently, and it was I think it was midway somewhere that he passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it was delayed perhaps because of his illness.
Well, there is Gapminder. There is the Truth About Population. Great contributions, definitely.
Right now, there is a book called Factfulness, which I intend to read very soon.
Factfulness.
Yeah, Factfulness. Yeah. So, okay. In the remaining time, Andrea, can we talk about the idea of the trailer that you have?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's very, that was inspired by a video that you shared, that you put together, that is kind of summarizing, I mean, it's a draft presentation or infographics of the evolution or the development of planthro over the past couple of years, from concept to present day. And I thought it was quite good. I think it's good that we have these short videos or info videos besides our more formatted and formal documents.
Right.
So it's good that we have these for the broader public to show quickly where what we do, where we are. And I think we could have one for BIBLIO,
Right.
possibly a very short, like 60-second or less infographic presentation. I can draft a first proposition, or you can do if you prefer, and or we can ask some of the editors to do that. And the idea would be to simply have a tutorial, a very short tutorial of how to use BIBLIO and what you can get out of it. Basically, I think is a good, and then we could post that on our Facebook thread, and then people would be, would watch it and learn very quickly how to use BIBLIO.
Right, right. I mean, we are getting better at recording videos and animation, especially. So yeah, let's make use of that expertise. The outreach team has gathered some expertise. So let's have one trailer for Biblio, and not only Facebook. I mean, definitely Facebook, but we could also have a single-click link on the Biblio template itself, where a user who lands upon Biblio gets a quick tutorial on how to use this platform.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take that up as let's say low priority at the moment. Is that okay? I mean, we make a note of this, but let's say we keep it in our mind. What do you
Yeah.
think? like it to be done in a deadline manner right away?
Uh, I mean, I can take this up starting from early December. So I
Yeah.
would commit to mid-December for a first draft video to discuss together.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Uh, right. Why not? Let's do that. Andre.
I mean, it's not a high priority. I think it's good that we have it, but yeah,
I meant to say that even if we produce a video by mid-December or even end December, I think I would need some time to include it in the Biblio template. Well, posting it on Facebook and other sources is fine,
yeah, yeah.
uh, and but including it as a one-click tutorial on the Biblio template, which is
Sure.
very much possible, might take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But
I
let's,
mean,
yeah,
why, I mean, it could be just why should it take long? I mean, if you just have a link to the original YouTube video,
right, right, right.
it just open in a different page and you're fine. I mean, it should,
Sure.
no?
Okay, yeah, no, that can be done, but I had something very fancy in mind in the sense, if
No, 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 no. Easy and then fancy later.
right, okay, no, sure, okay,
I mean,
then
we could
that's
just have a link to the tutorial in the first page, and that would be it. I mean, or something, yeah, something.
yeah. No, I have some ideas. Okay, so I'll do easy stuff first, and
Yeah, I think it should be something functional and non-invasive
right,
and non-disrupting to the present architecture of the web page.
definitely, definitely,
Something that can be taken out and substituted with a new, better video, improved video, and at any time. I wouldn't spend too much on it.
right, okay, okay. So
Great.
that's it for today from my side, Andrea, and
Yeah, I think we have. Uh, so yeah, I've taken notes. I'll share them later
we have the
today.
video, right? We have the video itself, so
Sorry.
and we have the video recording for anybody to go through it.
Yeah,
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 all right.
yeah.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
great. Okay. Bye, bye, Amit.
Bye. Thanks.
Have a
Bye.
good day. Bye. Thank you.